Marine Corps and they're devil dogs. However, they can be a little bit much to handle.
Hello everyone, this is Nate Viddies too, and I'm gonna go on top of what Mother Nightshade said, and I think we need to be prepared because there's going to be a large group of Marines and other services in DC 11th, November 20th to the 22nd. And here's where I would suggest that if you're in the other services, you might want to show up ahead of time and treat the Marines and make sure they're happy. And that way, hopefully, you won't have to use any techniques to prolong your existence. But for those who are not in the services and did not go ahead and meet the Marines ahead of time and ensure their happiness, here is a word of advice. Being as there will be a large group, will need to buy cases of the Marine Corps snacks. Ensure they're large boxes though. And if they are coming upon you and you see that they are appearing to be in the hangry phase, you will start throwing these cases of Marine Corps snacks at them. When you've thrown two or three of these, you'll realize that you are the first batch is almost finished with theirs, so you should have already started running by this point. If you have not, this is the time where you take off running and you start hoping that you have practiced the throwing of a pineapple, and military will know what I mean by the pineapple. And you will start lobbing said Marine Corps candy towards them. Hopefully it will distract them enough and there will be enough of the snacks or the candy inside to slow them down even more. If by chance you do throw all your candy, Marine Corps candy at them, and they are still coming at you, at this point in time, I would recommend breaking out as much coffee and as much adult beverages, alcohol as you can afford, and I would spread them out. Then I would pray to whatever God that you deem is worthy of your worship and worship them. And hopefully you finish before the Marine Corps get close, because by the time they start getting close enough for you to hear, for them to hear you, you will need to start asking them to please spare your life. Well, in reality, it's beg for your life. So, hey, we'll stick with ask them to spare your life. If you're lucky and there's enough coffee and alcohol, it might make them a little happy to buy you time. And maybe win some of them over so you'll get some people to help you. If at this chance that it's all for naught, go ahead and contact your family and let them know that the Marine Corps has gotten you and you may not be home for dinner. Now, there is another technique, and this one I do not recommend by anybody unless it's a last ditch effort. And this one can work, but it can also increase the amount of uh, fun time the Marines will take upon ensuring that you understand that you made a mistake. That will be, you can start calling off the commands. You can start with a 10 hook and such so that that'll put them in attention. You can do forward march, but I would recommend an about face first, or about face or right face or left face, whichever you prefer. And make sure they're pointed away from you, and you would then say forward march, and maybe even go double time march. Once they start in that general direction, you take off the other direction. Now, hopefully that'll get you away, but if they realize that you're not their commanding officer and that you have no authority over them, this is where they're going to make your life even more fun and realize your mistake. Though, I will say some of the military services and veterans may have an added benefits of adding some time when they do this, and definitely don't rate silver pie at all if you're not, unless you're in the service. But if you're in the army and you do any of this or call out Semper Fi, they would pause for a little bit of time and give you respect for your services. Now, the Navy might get a little bit longer pause, but not as much respect because all they are is the transportation for the Marine Corps. And this is at this point, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say that the puddle jumpers, the chair force, and the space cadets, you need to start praying to your command, and hopefully the command can still get enough people out there to save you and get you away. But if they don't, God help you. This has been a public service announcement ensuring your safety in this time in November 20th to 22nd. Well, there's a large conglomeration of Marine Corps veterans. Hope that this helps you. And please remember, you are loved no matter what. Semper Fi. Hell yeah, Marine Corps. Thank you. Bye.